Okay. So I have been talking about for 5 minutes now, and it doesn't seem to record anything. And I don't know why. It's strange. So, okay, anyway, so in this program I will talk about the financial situation of the country, and if it's going to be recorded as intended, then you are going to be able to hear about it. Like I said before, I'm not really a fan of politics, maybe because during these past 10 or 20 years there hasn't been a good political force present in the country. They didn't seem to know what they are doing, at least to me it didn't seem like that. So I concluded that it doesn't really matter who is there. But what matters is how it affects the economy. And obviously Hungary is a very bad situation right now, and we will talk about that. About the channel, this should be a fully interactive channel with an archive if I don't forget to record it, and if nothing goes wrong. Right now something went wrong, and now about 6 minutes or 5 minutes of recording just vanished. Oh, that's fantastic. I love it already. You can see the determination and the joy, the shining in my face. It's just radiating towards the camera. Yeah, I know. So let's talk about something, because I think you're here because you want to hear about things. So let's talk about weather. I love talking about weather, especially because it's easy. It's a very strange conversation starter in Hungary. Let me tell you that the average Hungarian person does not want to talk about the weather. Maybe if that person is a bit older, 30 or 40 years old, most 20 and early 30-year-old people are just, not capable of talking about it, and they are just looking at you very embarrassed for some reason. So if that's going to be okay with the system and with everything, then you will be able to see that this is the current situation in Hungary when it comes to the weather. So right now is the 23 degrees, which I can, I can't prove, but I can say it's true, because it was really hot today, and 23 for me is hot. Make no mistake about that. In the morning, I don't think there was a bit of rain, but as you can see, no rain is supposed to come until the 12th of October. So, and this is for today. No, this is for tomorrow, but make no mistake about that, this is for today, and there has been no rain. So, as you can see, you can probably read, I hope, so you can see that it's going to go down. It's slightly decreasing, the temperature. So I think it speaks for itself. I am not really a good weatherman, so other than temperature and sunlight, I can't really talk about anything else. There will be no wind according to this. I paused a little because I thought there's going to be some, but no wind predicted. Maybe just a little bit here on Sunday. So this week is going to be very hot, and the next week from Monday is going to be a bit colder, but that's not much colder. This is quite hot if it comes to in October. On October is supposed to be, at least in the country or in Hungary, is a bit colder, around 10 Celsius. The maximum of the temperature should be about 15. And now we have very warm years. I mean, the past 3 or 4 have been very warm, and I also mean the winter has been very warm so far. I mean, winters have been very warm so far, which is strange because we are used to very big snow. Like, well, I have no pictures for this topic, but you can imagine a 1 meter tall snow cover, which we're supposed to. When I was really young, I mean a very young child, around, I don't know, up to 7 or 8, maybe 10, we had very big snow all winter from November to January, or maybe early March sometimes. And now we have very warm winters. So, but that's about it. Right, good. So, there's gonna be a short pause, and I'm going to come back with something else. Right, so we are going to talk about politics. Politics is, like I told you, is not really my fancy, but I like to think about all the things that politics causes in this country. And right now, politics affects people very much. One way or another, it doesn't really matter. We have a 2/3 majority in the parliament, which could be awesome or very dangerous. Right now, everyone seems to think that it is very dangerous, including me, because it doesn't seem like that members of parliament know what to do, especially in the recession. Some people say that the recession is over in Western Europe, maybe in the USA. I don't know about that. What I do know, however, is that it is not over, and it's getting worse and worse in Hungary. We're not as bad as Greece, for example. Greece has about a 20-22% of unemployment rate, while Hungary has only 8 or 10, I think. I haven't really got into this, but that's my initial guess. You can prove me wrong. So, like I said, it's not that really bad, but Hungarian salaries traditionally very low. Now, what it means is that oh dear Lord, excuse me. So what it means is that we have around $300 or $400 a month, and a general basically the rent is close to 400, maybe a bit less. So if you have a family with 3 children, you've got a husband or a wife, or a life partner, whatever. You've got 2 incomes, 2 $400 incomes. That's 800, and you are barely but able to feed your children, all three of them, buy them some clothes, and feed yourself, obviously, and you can have an internet connection, a cable TV, just basic stuff. What you can't have is actually holidays, traveling. If you live in a city, you probably don't have a car, but if you want a car, then you can have one if you have a bit of a better salary. So, like 600 or 700. So compare it to England, for example, where you can earn £1,000, like $1,200, for example, 12 or 1,300, maybe a bit more, and that's around minimal wage. You can have a flat for like $500 or $600, maybe seven. That's the best. And then you have the other half of your salary to spend it on yourself, like on clothes, feeding, yourself, and that's it. So basically, when it comes to a family, if you want to compare a family in a UK and compare a general family in Hungary, the UK one wins because they can do a bit of saving, a couple of $100 a month, maybe just 50, but you can't even have in most cases you can't really have even a $50 savings in a month in Hungary. These are just estimates, and this is a very, very generalization. So I know that there are people earning more. So there are people in this country who are kind of rich or upper middle class, and they can travel whenever they want. Basically, they can save up a greater amount of money for a car, for a flat or a house or something like that. But that's not the general idea. In Hungary, if you are not well connected, and I literally didn't say well educated, because education seems to weigh less and less. Since it's a small country, you have to be well connected. So, for example, if you want to get a job, you have to know somebody or get to know somebody in order to do it. I know I did this, many other people did this, and basically when you are searching for a new job, the first thing you say is the first thing you tell to your buddies and friends and relatives is that, okay, so give me something. I need a new job, and just give me some ideas, possibilities, chances to get. And some of them may say that, well, okay, I work for this company, and you can come here, or you can send me your CV, and just I put it on the desk of the boss. And that's about it. I don't know if it's any different from any other part of the world. Maybe you tell me. So if it's different and if it's unique to Hungary, then just tell me. But if you think it's not, then we can have a discussion about that. Because even if you say yes, it's not, or I mean no, not different, I have to say that I think that it is still a major influence if you are connected in Hungary. And there is a return to politics. There is always this discussion or thought about anything going on in this country, about big contracts, for example, building a freeway or a highway, motorway, whatever you call it, or a metro, like metro number 4 is being built at the moment. It has been being built for about 15 years, so that's cool. So it's still, there is that thought, if a party member's family member's company got the contract, because there is always a case like this. They try to deny it, but basically the facts are always against the government. I mean the members of parliament. Anyway, now we talked about politics, let's talk about financing the country. Normally, and yeah, I think I need to talk about this first. Normally, when we talk about financing the country, we should get ourselves familiar with the currency, which is the forint. Now, a forint is about $240. A dollar is about 240 forints, so that's a lot. For example, a bread in Hungary is about a dollar and a half, if you want to get a good bread. I mean a loaf of bread, obviously. So it's about that amount of money, $1.50, and milk is about the same, if you want to compare it. So basically, if you're wondering how much forints the economy needs, is the country, the government, well, it's about 15 billion, 15,000 billion forints. Yeah, that's about right. So 15,000 billion forints, and let's lose the billion, and let's say just 15,000. From this, there are social security and pensions. These are the two major things. Together, they are more than I think they are about 6,000, which is it's half of the, or more, almost half of the country's income, or outcome, or whatever you have to spend on healthcare, and it's still not enough. Hospitals are closing as we speak. The one thing that remains is the pension, because there is actually a theory about the government. I mean the party Fidesz. He tries to, the party tries to buy their voters among pensioners, retired people, because there are a lot of them. Almost half of the country is retired now, to my calculations, give or take a couple of thousand or million people. And if you get the pensioners as voters, well, there you go. All you have to do is don't give a frack about people who are working, because they are making the money, and companies who are producing the money with along the people. And you don't have to don't have to do anything about them, because they will try to sustain themselves. All you have to do is try to keep the pensions up, and that's what's happening. Pensions are steady. They have been steady for about 2 years now, which is since 2010. Fidesz is the governing party, so that it's easy to make the connection. And If it's good or not, I don't know. If it's politically correct, I definitely don't know. But that's what's happening, and that's what we need to, get into our calculations. Right. So, uh, that's about it. The other thing is the police and the roads, the metro, aids, social aids, and all the other things. Obviously, we need to spend a lot on our government, heating up the parliament building and so on, and all these ministries and other buildings of the government, salaries for these people. There are a lot of people working in the government, and in local government and so on. So I mean that's about it. Now I think we can finish with the basic economy stuff, and we can go on to Matolcsi György, who is the current financial minister in Hungary, who is single-handedly, is the decision maker when it comes to how we manage the economy.